the water tank. Also, the water tank fills up and drains out, fills up and drains out, which also tells me that the water goes all the way up to maybe half a feet away from the actual opening. So if she wasn't all there, she had but she would have had the wherewithal to grab the opening and try to lift out of the water tank if it was open, because according to maintenance man and a few other people, it was supposedly closed, but in that same video of the Asian person going up there, it was open. So, and I think that was a couple days after the fact. Anyway, um, so there's that part. There's also the ladder that was there. Apparently had like uh, what could have been seen as red paint, but there was too much of it on the ladder. So either the people who were doing painting, which there was only one floor that actually had maroon red on it, and that was, I think that was the sixth floor or so. I can't remember the top of my head, but I think it was maybe the sixth floor. Maybe it was the 14th floor. But there wasn't that much red, so that's possible that it was her blood if she had been knocked out, um, stuff of that nature. And apparently there was um, pebbles found in her shorts or underwear, which up there's a little bit of that. So that tells me that either she was drugged, taken up there, and sexually assaulted, because her body wasn't found for like 3 weeks after the fact in water, which obviously will hasten the decomposing process. So, with the lack of evidence of her lifting herself up and getting in, I had to say she was murdered. Um, and since there are quite a few of the low income variety in that hotel, especially at that time it was permanent residents, there could have been some uh, people convicted of molestation with violent tendencies. So I did a little bit of digging back in a year or so ago, and there were quite a few people who actually lived either around the general area that could have done it, or perhaps a guest did it. But I don't think she drowned because of she was bipolar, or because she forgot to take an amount of medication, which, if memory serves me right, she actually got a refill before she left Canada. So there's that. Secondly, um, I want to talk a little bit about Anne Heche. Anne Heche, who at the time had a past history of taking drugs back in the day, as far as like after her and Ellen had broken up. She took some drugs. She wasn't well, or she lost it basically, and she drove herself out to the middle of nowhere, and knocked on someone's door, took a shower, and the police called and all that stuff. The day that her Mini Cooper rammed into the house, she had no drug in her system. She had her and her then boyfriend had actually broken up like a week or so before then, but I don't think she would have picked that kind of neighborhood to race down. Because if she was in the same frame of mind as she was back when she broke up with Ellen, she would have found a secluded place, no real buildings, houses, stuff of that nature. Uh, there's been proven that those types of cars can be hacked, but I haven't been able to figure out um, the distance of which it can be hacked and be able to be controlled, and the control staying what do you call it consistent in terms of like controlling the car, making it go fast or slowing it down, stuff like that. I don't know the distance of which a person can do that with that kind of car. I have no idea. That's why I'm thinking about it. That makes sense to that degree. But I don't think she was suicidal. And obviously, the project she was doing after that was people thought that she was doing something about trafficking. It was a movie about trafficking, but it was not a documentary.